In this presentation, we're going to look at paragraphs. What is a paragraph? What are the characteristics of an effective paragraph? And how do we go about organising information into paragraphs? We'll also look at some of the conventions of different genres, so what information we'd expect to see where. We saw from the previous task that this letter, Annoyed by Jenny Hurd, has 5 paragraphs. So what's the definition of a paragraph? Well, a lot of students think that a paragraph is defined by the number of sentences in it. So they think if you've written 4 or 5 sentences, it's time to start a new paragraph. This is wrong. A paragraph is not defined by the number of sentences in it. In fact, a paragraph is a group of sentences which all have a common topic or theme. That is to say, each sentence in the paragraph is connected to a controlling idea, and each sentence would develop this idea. And when we move to a different point, topic or idea, we start a new paragraph. And one more thing, we indicate that new paragraph by indenting it or leaving a one-line gap. We've seen how in this text each paragraph has a distinct controlling idea. This is a well-written text, it's cohesive and coherent. But what makes it so? Well, firstly, the main point of each paragraph is clearly stated in the first sentence, here and here and here. These are called topic sentences. A topic sentence should clearly and simply state the controlling idea of that paragraph. So what about the rest of the paragraph? Well, the sentences following the topic sentence should develop that idea. They should offer examples, here, and explain why these examples are relevant and significant, here. We could call this a PEE paragraph, point, evidence, and explanation. The final sentence of the paragraph restates the main controlling idea, here. Jenny follows this convention in the 3 middle paragraphs, those which contain her key arguments. There are also conventions for how the information is structured in the whole text. Jenny has followed a fairly standard convention for this type of text, that is, a discursive text where an argument is being presented. Firstly, the convention is one of high structure, the idea being that the reader can follow the main points easily. This is because the writer wants to convince her audience, and she's more likely to succeed if her audience can follow her points, but also if they trust the logic as being authoritative. And look at the structure she's chosen. It follows a standard logic. Firstly, she poses the problem, she then develops it, and then suggests the solution. Students with weak literacy skills need to be taught these conventions through plenty of reading and text analysis. They also need to be given lots of practice planning and discussing how to organise ideas logically. Jenny's last paragraph is a final persuasive appeal. We get this real punchy persuasive effect because she's used an imperative sentence, which is a command. And also it's short. Short sentences are powerful because they interrupt rhythm and make the reader sit up. Notice also that this entire paragraph is just 1 sentence long, and for the same reason this also has a powerful effect. So to recap, we've looked at how a paragraph must be about a controlling idea. We've seen how topic sentences are used to provide clarity and cohesion. And we've examined how the information is structured within a paragraph. And we saw here how the writer had used a PEE structure, which was appropriate for this type of text. And finally, we've had a look at some of the conventions, that is, the features of the text that we'd expect to see based on the genre of that text. And we saw here how the organisation of this text had followed a standard logic. In the next few activities, we're going to apply some of these concepts and discuss how we can teach students to paragraph and structure their ideas more effectively.